Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today is Sunday morning, so a good day. Um, Yesterday was a pretty nice day for DFS. We had a pretty nice slate. I'm gonna start off by get into some of my results from yesterday. Um, Hope you all had a productive day yesterday in DFS. There were some disappointments out there. You had Nurkic and, the ownership curse on him. I ducked that one for some reason. But, it is what it is. We had some nice performances out there from Boogie and Towns and other guys like Bledsoe. So let's hop right into it. I played a lineup on Fanduel, just a lineup. Somewhere where I just play GPPs. Haven't been playing lately on Fanduel. I had Collison, Rivers, Batum, Levine, Gallinari, Crowder, Arthur, someone who disappointed, along with Jabari Parker, somebody who disappointed, and I had Big Cuz. Moving over to DraftKings, it's my late night lineup, all right here. 267, I whiffed. I played a really risky lineup. I can show you all my late night lineup since it got trashed. I had Bledsoe, Booker, Gallinari, Arthur, um, Karl Anthony Towns, Levine, Lyles. Oh, I did play Nurkic in the late night, so there you have that. Did not cash on that, so it is what it is. Moving over to main. Actually, my main did well. My main cashed everywhere. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so 286 main cashed everywhere, except for this Quinn right here. But I can show you that lineup. That lineup consisted of Eric Bledsoe, Nicholas Batum, Danilo Gallinari. I definitely could have had a good night. Jabari Parker seemed like everybody was on him. He put up 14 points at high ownership, so it didn't hurt so bad. DeMarcus Cousins coming in at 18%. And my tourney, he put up 67. That's what we like. Aaron Afalo at 7.8% at minimum price, or around minimum price. He gave us 24 fantasy points. Jonas Jabrecko, he had 20 fantasy points. 9 fantasy points coming in at 20% ownership. That actually helped me. Amir Johnson, he made a difference for me. He helped make up for some of these losses on some of these guys. He put up 25 fantasy points. So there you have it. If you're wondering what happened with Jabrecko, I actually watched that game. He didn't get the minutes, and he was playing bad, so he just really got put on the back burner. So he had these 3 turnovers were like silly, and he just really didn't get the run. And Jabari Parker, I watched that game as well. He just he was off, man. He just was missing. So not too mad at them guys, man. I mean, in DFS, you gotta have a short memory, get right back on it, learn from mistakes and whatever's going on, and just pretty much keep it moving. I definitely would have liked some more points from those guys. I want to jump up into this early slate just for a second, and maybe talk about a few value plays. This should be it right here. Let's see. It's only a 2-game slate, so there you have it. I wasn't gonna play it. I never really play 2-game slates, but I'll probably throw a dart. So Derrick Rose off the back. Keep an eye on him. The injury situation right there. Brandon Jennings is a nice pivot off of that at 4,400. I'm in Shumpert, somebody who I'm iffy on today. Don't mind him though. Going down to a few more plays. I should be right here. Like I said, I haven't even begun to construct any type of lineup. And then, I'm not even going to talk about the studs, on the 2-game slate. But I would like to talk about Millsap. I like the play. So he's someone that I do like. But on to the value plays. Bazemore coming in at 5K. He probably can be a play. But like I said, Brandon Jennings. Courtney Lee price has risen. He has been playing all right as of late, so that's something to keep note. He'll probably see Tim Hardaway Jr. today with Bazemore likely probably move into the 3 spot, or there's a possibility that let me see. Mike Dunleavy could draw a sneaky surprise start because of the injury to what's the guy's name? Thabo Sefolosha. So be on the lookout for that. But Noah, he's out. So let me see. My best get that he'll probably be out. So keep an eye on that. So anyway, Tim Hardaway Jr. at 4,100, someone you can consider. He'll most likely have a larger role this game. Barring the injury situations, we know you got Hernan Gomez and you got Kyle Quinn, especially if Noah's out. Kyle Korver, someone who I rarely play, could make, he's in play on a smaller slate. Just know that. Interesting play here is Joffrey Laverne. With Cantor out, he might have to step up. So we're seeing what he can do in 30 minutes. Even though this was a blowout, but on a 2-game slate, cheap standard stuff. Somebody to help you, cram these studs in, and that's why I'm coming at you at. Sabonis is another play. Coming in at minimum. Should see around 20 to, probably around 30 minutes today. Another minimum price guy. And Jeremy Grant as well, another minimum price guy that can see a minutes bump due to injuries. So those are a couple value plays from this 2-game slate that we got coming up. Now let's jump over to Maine. jump over to Maine. I think we have, let me see how many games we got coming up. See how many games we got coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. So there's nothing to do but to jump right into it. Okay, we got these games. In the NBA will lock an hour early today. So that's something to keep in mind. Starting off with the Houston and Indiana game. I don't have the totals for this one yet. Let me double check to make sure. And we got a 226 total. Houston by 3. So it's Vegas. Vegas thinks that this would be a high scoring affair, and let's see what we think. Indiana will be at home. Let's jump over here to the point guard section. Now, James Harden, he's coming off a hell of a game. He's self-explanatory, someone who I don't have to even go into. So with that being said, Patrick Beverly, somebody who gets the minutes. He has a matchup today with Teague. So, we know he can hit value. I don't mind the play. Shooting guard, we're going to keep an eye out on Eric Gordon's status. Sam Decker. He's just, Sam Decker, he's just someone, that he's very athletic. If you guys seen that alley-oop the other day, but he'll probably have a tough matchup against George. At 4K, he's got to give us at least a dub, like 20 points. So go figure. But as for this team, it is what it is. It's a bunch of value players, and then you got Harden. So Indiana is not very good against bigs, and so Clint Capella, he's been playing a small amount of minutes, and he's been making good with his minutes. At 4,800 has been hitting, and exceeding value. So he's someone that you can take a look at. Nene, he's been smashing it. Whenever he plays, he smashes value. So that's something that you can look at too. And then be on the lookout for his availability, because sometimes, they play him and then sometimes he's out. And, Ryan Anderson, somebody who I think should be playing better, man. But Montrezl Harrell, especially if Nene is out, then he's someone to consider. You can consider at a very, very, very cheap price. Over on the and then you got where is he, man? Ariza. Where is Ariza? Do you guys see Ariza? I don't see him. That's strange. Wait a minute. Are my eyes deceiving me? Am I in all? Let me go over to small forward. Okay. They forgot Ariza today. Where is Ariza? Well, I must have missed something. There he is. Oh, let me. It's early for me, guys. So let me hit the clear button. A couple guys were. There he goes. So Ariza. You're feeling froggish on Ariza leap. All I can say is the minutes are there. One day he can pop off, but I most likely won't have him then. Indiana side of things, first thing I say when some teams is playing Houston, they get a bump. So, certain players get a bump. Fast-paced game. Paul George will most likely see Ariza. Jeff Teague will see. Jeff Teague will see. The point guard over there, man. Whatever his name is, man. I keep forgetting this. I'm a forgetful guy. Beverly. So at 7,200 for Jeff Teague, and then you got 8K, almost 8K for Paul George. Jeff Teague is 7,900 on Fanduel, so you're getting him at 7K cheaper if you want to, 700 cheaper if you want to play him on between both sites. And Paul George is priced around the same. He's 8,300 on Fanduel, so there you have that. Miles Turner, a very interesting play today. I don't mind him. Coming in at 6,700 on Fanduel, on DraftKings, up-paced game, 6,800 on Fanduel. So he's priced around the same. He's been hidden value lately. Like I say, the pace of this game should be up. The score should be up. So touches should be there. Someone who I don't mind. Am I going to roster him? I don't know. Thaddeus Young is another guy. He's another interesting play. Very agile. 5,500. He has upside on that price tag. Again, another player that I don't mind. I probably won't be rostering him, but a player that I don't mind. 5,600 on Fanduel. Cheaper options on this team: C.J. Miles, Al Jefferson. C.J. Miles is somebody that they look for to shoot, especially the three. He's coming in at 4K on FanDuel. He is. Let me see. Did he move up any? He was minimum price last game. And he shot up 500. So he's 4K on both sites. Last game they went to overtime. He played 40 minutes. I'd like to see him get at least 10 shots, but a cheap piece of this game, and there you have it. Somebody like C.J. Miles. Monte Ellis at round minimum. It's just, he's so choppy, I don't know what to, he just fell off, man. Bad dope, interesting value play is Al Jefferson. He plays in limited minutes. Somebody who can crush it in limited minutes. So he's someone, around that minimum price when you can look at. Moving over to the Orlando and Toronto game. Do I have totals for this one? No, I do not. The last time these two teams played was on the 18th of December, and Magic got beat up by 30 at home. Noticeable performances. Valanciunas had a double-double with 13 and 16. Kyle Lowry had 16 and 10, a double-double. DeRozan had 31, 4 and 5, and those are some noticeable performances on the Magic side. On the Raptors side, and I imagine everybody on the Magic's played kind of shitty, and there's no need for me to go into that. Biyombo had 12 and 8. Fournier 15 and 3 and 3. Payton had one of his shitty Payton games when 13, 3 and 2. Vucevic almost had a double-double with 10 and 9. So, moving into this game, injury news, you want to keep an eye out on DeRozan. Evan Fournier, Jody Meeks is out. There you have it. Now, going over to Orlando side of things real fast. Alfred Payton, GPP option, he can be boom or bust. Nikola Vucevic, he needs his minutes for him to be productive. If you think he's going to get his minutes, then don't mind the play. Serge Ibaka, he's turning into a GPP play. He's been inconsistent as of late, up and down, 7, 37, 19, 23. I mean, what? So, at 6K, he's just somebody that I'm iffy on. I used to like to target power forwards against Toronto, but they're switching their rosters up. Players are getting healthy, so that's something to keep in mind. Aaron Gordon, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't even know, man. He's 5,200. Someone who can hit value, but on this slate, I can look elsewhere. There's no telling what he'll do, though. Biyombo, cheaper options, Biyombo. Keep an eye out on the injuries report. You got cheaper options like Biyombo for GPPs, Watson, and your Jeff Greens, your Augustines. But all you have to keep an eye out on the injury report. I don't know, man. Evan Fournier might play. So, that's something you can keep an eye out on. On the Toronto side of things, the big question is, will DeRozan play? I think he'll play today. And at 7,700, it's about do you want to take a stab at him, or do you want to wait? If he does play, do you want to wait till the next game? 7,700 is a pretty nice price tag for him. Anyway, we don't have his news, so I'll leave off of him. And then we got Kyle Lowry. He's been, he's the man. With DeRozan is out. His price is moving up. He's at 8,900 on Fanduel. He's coming in at let's see what his price is on Fanduel. 8,800. So he's priced around the same. You know what you're gonna get out of Lowry. Norman Powell price has risen to the occasion. I don't mind the play, especially if DeRozan is out. So that's something to keep a look at. He's 5,600 on DraftKings and he's 4,900 on FanDuel. Big Valcionis, someone who can get a double-double, and that's about it. He does have upside on his price. A pretty good rebounder, man. Big, strong guy. So you can look at the streak of double-digit rebounding that he's been providing us with. So all of these rebounds, if you look, all of those, look at the rebounding category. 23, 10, 16, 10, 15, 6, 12, 3, 13, 12, 11. So you just need to find a few more points to go with those to at least be going to the double-double section. So somebody who I don't mind at that price. On FanDuel, he's priced at 5,800, so similar. Price drops on Damari Carroll, Terrence Ross, someone who gets minutes. He's just up and down. Corey Joseph gets minutes as well. Interesting player here. He bags up Valcionis and he plays well. So at 3,900, you got Nogueira. He's someone to look at. At 3,200, Patrick Patterson, another GPP play that's up and down. If you think, he's coming in at 3,200. If you think he can provide some upside on that 3,200 tag, then you plug him. I don't mind. But just a deeper GPP play, Moving over to the Washington New Orleans game. What do we have on tap for this? Do I have the totals for this one? And it's a 218 total. Washington by 1. They say this game, Vegas thinks this game will be close. So that's another thing to take note. Let's talk about the Washington side of things. It's pretty much self-explanatory. I can just blow right through these guys. You got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those 5 guys, they log a ton of minutes. Self-explanatory. John Wall has a great matchup. Believe it or not, Bradley Beal has a good matchup. I don't mind them. Markieff Morris and Otto Porter, probably some guys that I'm iffy on. Especially given this slate, I might be able to find a value elsewhere other than these 2 guys. Martian and Gortat has a tough matchup with the Brow playing the 5, but it is what it is. And then you have Oubre. He's the 6th man over here. He's bagging up the 2 and the 3 spot, so that's how he gets his minutes. If he can keep his shots around the 10, 11 shots a game, that's why I probably like it. Maybe a little bit more, but his usage ain't, it's not all the way around. But he has a good matchup, especially coming off the bench. He has upside on his price tag, 3,500. He doesn't need much to hit value. John Wall, last 2 times these people, they probably played twice out of the last 2 years. He almost hit a double-double in both, triple-double in both of those games, so that's something to think about. On the New Orleans side of things, you got Anthony Davis headlining. I don't mind him, man. He gets hurt and all that, but, for DFS purposes and, you're a risk taker and, you're out there making multiple lineups and all that, fire him up. Drew Holiday, somebody who's been smashing it. I'm not a fan of John Wall's defense, and this game probably can, be something special. You never know. So that's something to keep an eye out on. 53 points here, 37 points there, 67 points there, 28 points there. He's just been putting up points everywhere. So, we know Drew Holiday. He can put up fancy points with the best of them. Interesting play is Terrence Jones here. They just, they're incorporating them a little bit more, and that's what you want to see. Play these guys. A few weeks ago he wasn't even getting playing time, man. Play these guys. So with that being said, he's the king of the late scratch. So if you ever catch the Brow being out, then look at there. He just goes off. But anyway, he's coming in at 6,200. So someone who I really like to roster in injury situations, but I'm still gotta keep an eye on the rotations thing they got going on. Because it's really, you have to, especially with these Pelicans, you really have to pay attention to this rotation. They got guys like Monte Eunice that's coming into the fold. Last game, Monte Eunice, he had a pretty nice game, and we all know, well, a lot of us know that he can, be productive. And then that'll probably take some pressure off of Anthony Davis. Like I said, the team's getting healthy. If you look at Anthony Davis's log, like last game, for instance, they actually beat San Antonio. He played 33 minutes. He took 11 shots. So, versus, he probably, I don't know what happened there. He might have got hurt or whatever. But, in Brooklyn, he took 17 shots. Orlando, he took 17 shots. Chicago, 23 shots. New York, 23 shots. Boston, 23. All these shots. So now you're coming up here to present time and look at the shot attempts. They're going down. So what that's telling you, what is that telling you? It's telling you the health is the health of the team. So it's getting there. And they have some hell of a mouths to feed. They're not fully healthy, but you got to feed Holiday. Terrence Jones wants to eat. Evans wants to eat. Solomon Hill, a cheap player over here that sees minutes, and look at the shot attempts he's been taking lately. And he's been producing, so somebody to keep in mind. Somewhat of a pretty decent defender, along with Dante Cunningham. Another guy who logs a lot of minutes over here. He doesn't take a lot of shots, but for defensive purposes, at a cheaper option, a cheaper option on the slate. And these two guys, Dante Cunningham and Solomon Hill, they'll probably see some, Morris and some Porter. So those guys are, that's why I'm kind of iffy on those guys. But all these guys are NBA players, and they can really ball. I just don't put anything past anybody. But if you don't feel it, you just go ahead on past them. Frazier's, the Hills, and all these guys. GPP options. Dallas and San Antonio. Interesting game here. A couple teams that faced each other. Let me see a lot throughout the years. Let me see if I can get some totals on this one. We're looking at 196 total. San Antonio by 13. Mediocre game, a game I don't like. Harrison Barnes, he'll see. Leonard Williams is out. Curry probably get the start. Dirk Nowitzki, interesting play at 5K. On Fanduel, he's probably priced around similar price, 5,500. So it's a 500 difference. Very interesting play on DraftKings. He's Dirk. Don't forget that. So at Dirk at 5K, that's all that's it. That's what I got to say. Wesley Matthews, I think he's closer to the probable side. Somebody who I'm not even looking at. Probably not looking at anyone else from this game. But I'll go over to the San Antonio side of things to butter it up a little, because I have something I want to talk about there. Kawhi Leonard at 8,700. You like him, you go ahead and play him. David Lee, somebody who can get some rebounds and things down there at 5,700. You like him, play him. It's 5,800 on FanDuel. Interesting play though. You got the LaMarcus Aldridge coming in at a discount. Let's see what his price has been like. 68, 69, 69, 76. Now he's dipping down to 6,900. On FanDuel, he is priced at 7,900. So it's a whole $1,000 different. So if you feel like you want to fire him up, DraftKings is a good place compared to FanDuel to fire him up. Tony Parker at 4,100. Given the minutes, we know he can hit value. It's just about giving the minutes. I don't know how this game will go. It's possibly San Antonio can get blowed out. It's possible Dallas could get blowed out. Patty Mills, cheap option. Jonathan Simmons is already ruled out, so you got Kyle Anderson and Manu Ginobili sitting down there. At 3,600, you got Danny Green. He's someone who gets the minutes. Always gonna have low ownership. It's just you feel like he's gonna do something. I play a lot of punts, but on Danny Green, I'll pass. So another thing I want to point out, if I go back to the Dallas side, Dallas is just so wishy-washy. If Dallas can make it a game, slow-paced game. If Bogey can find a way to see some minutes and stay in the game, I don't see no problem with him exceeding values of about 8 points and 10 rebounds. So keep an eye out on that. Moving over to the Chicago and Philly game, we already got the news that Embiid is out. Do I have the totals on this one? 205. Bulls by 6. Bulls are at home. Bulls have been struggling. Last time these two teams met was back in November 25th, minus Noel there. I mean, not Noel. Embiid there. And correction, if I said Embiid, I mean Noel at first. Noel is in play, and Embiid is out, I believe. Yeah, I think he's out, but keep an eye on it. Yeah, I think he's out. Anyway, last time these two teams played, notable performances. Jimmy Butler had 26, 3 and 4. Wade had 26, 5 and 2. This was the Rondo era. He had 6, 10 and 8, and that's about it for the Bulls side of things. And the Bulls did kind of rough them up a bit. The score was 105 to 89. So there was just a whole host of mediocre showings on the 76ers side, not worth noting. So let's start off on Philly. Embiid out. Nerlens Noel. Prices, priced at 6,300 on DraftKings, but an interesting play on Fanduel, coming in at 4,700. I think that's the way to go if you want to play him. I don't mind to play on DraftKings though, but 6,300 slate like this, especially when we got this next game that I want to talk about coming up. But anyway, you got, like I said, Nerlens Noel. He hasn't tipped 30 minutes. That's something, something to keep an eye out on. Played 20 minutes with Embiid in, 28 minutes with him out, 29 minutes with him out. He knocked on value's door last game. Robert Covington plays a lot of minutes, up and down guy. Ilyasova, someone who could stretch the D. I don't mind the play tomorrow. I ain't gonna lie. I don't mind the play. Taj Gibson might have to get him. So probably do a little stretching, going around, stretching the floor. They're going to need him to try to keep this game close. Bulls have been struggling as well, too. TJ McConnell, a value play, man. Don't mind him. Consistent, especially for cash. Hits and exceeds value every game. All the time, rather. Flies under the radar. Somebody solid, gets about 30 minutes a game. I don't mind the play. Okafor, somebody, a cheap flyer, especially if he gets the minutes, if he plays. So he's someone to keep an eye out on his status. Keep an eye out on his status. And, a few other cheaper options down here. On the Bulls side of things, turmoil. That's number one thing you got over here is turmoil. I like Jimmy Butler in this one. I like Wade. Interesting things to point out is Wade is 7K on DraftKings. As to he is 7,800 on FanDuel. That's something to look at. Taj Gibson, he's in play. for dirty work purposes. He can do, he can give you some, he can do some dirty work over there. Somebody who I don't mind. Lopez is very cheap at 4,100. Rajon Rondo got some minutes in last game and he went 6 for 8. He took some shots, so that's a good thing. He went 1 for 1 for 3. That's a good thing. He's at 3,900. That's a good thing. 32 minutes, that was another good thing. And 37.225 points, that was another good thing. I don't know what to make of there. They just got beat up on against Miami, so it is what it is. I don't know if that's why he got extra minutes, but who knows. Mirotic fell off. Minutes are going down. I don't know what to say. GPP only. Michael Carter-Williams, Jeremy and Grant been getting the start. It's just a messy situation. These guys are boom or bust guys. GPP options. There you have it. Moving over to the game, everybody's talking about. You got the Golden State Warriors and the Portland Trail Blazers. What do we have on tap for this one? Do we have a total? We don't have a total yet. Vegas is too busy making up a total right now. Anyway, this makes up for a great game. Last time these two teams played, Damian Lillard didn't play, so and I probably this will probably be the last time these two teams meet. Something to point out. Warriors beat them all 3 times this year by a sizable margin. Warriors put up at least 125 points in each game. Last time Lillard didn't play, so McCollum had a good game. I think he had close to 50 fantasy points. Let's see. Golden State. It's not popping up for me. Anyway, I'll get to it. Don't worry about it. Let's jump right off on the Golden State side of things, since they're pretty easy to go ahead and break down. First of all, on the Golden State side of things, pretty much as what you see is what you get. Kevin Durant coming in at 10.1, Stephen Curry at 8,600, Draymond Green at 7,800, Klay Thompson at 6,800. And just to cap off the starting 5, Zaza out there throwing bowls at 3,700. Interesting thing here. Interesting side of things. We know Kevin Durant is money. Last time these two teams met, Kevin Durant went for what team? Oh, Portland. Right. So Kevin Durant went for 50 fantasy points. He had 30 real points. Stephen Curry, somebody who lit it up last night for 66 fantasy points. Man, I wish I had him. I did not have him. He provided mega upside on that price tag. All the starters over here are in play. Hopefully you just gotta pick the right ones, and it is what it is. Curry went for 47 fantasy points last time these two teams played, man. So he's in play. I don't even have to go into damn stats and shit. Draymond's in play. This game will be fast, up pace, up tempo. At least we hope. Both of these teams like that play style. Draymond, Klay Thompson in play. Oh, everybody is in play. Zaza Pachulia, he had probably around 25 fantasy points last time these two teams played. So, starters for sure, they're in play. Got to pick the right ones, whatever you want to, however you want to, call it, man. On the Portland side of things, Lillard in play, McCollum in play, Plumlee in play. Keep an eye out on Harkless. I think he's probable. That might hurt Turner's value a little bit. Amino in play. Crab, somebody who likes to jack it up. You know what I'm saying? Cheap options. You want to have cheap pieces to this game. Then you can get somebody like Evan Turner, Aminu, Crab, Harkless. This is the hammer game, man. Damian Lillard, we know he can provide plenty of upside on that game, on that price tag. If you remember that game last year, the boys was going at it. They won. We'd like to see something, like that. Interesting combo is Plumlee and Lillard. That would probably be a high. Those two guys will probably be high on tomorrow. For folks trying to get a piece of this late night action. Plumlee has a very nice price tag. He's coming in at $7K on Fanduel, but I like the price tag on DraftKings was at $6K. That's just awesome, for what type of upside he can bring. Last time these two teams played, he went for let me see, Plumlee. He went for he did not do well. But he has done well against them this year. That was just the last time they played. He had 15 fantasy points. So, the minutes weren't there for him. He played 18 minutes. So, there's something about Plumlee and Golden State. I don't know how they like to play him, even the game before that, he played 18 minutes. The first game they played this year, he played, 22 minutes. So the three times the Portland Trailblazers played, Plumlee played. The three times that they played Golden State, Plumlee played 22 minutes. The first game. The second game, Plumlee played 18 minutes. The third game, Plumlee played The third game, Plumlee played 33 minutes, and that was without Lillard. So that's just, something to keep in mind, man. But so he played 33 minutes. He had 42 fantasy points. Lillard did not play, so that's something to keep in mind. Sorry for the delay, man. I just got it mixed up a little bit right there. But anyway, this is your hammer game. I'm quite sure the over/under on this one should be through the roof. I love this game. I love me some Lillard and Plumlee. I don't mind some drum for security purposes. If I'm feeling iffy on Plumlee, being Draymond Green, those are two guys I definitely wouldn't mind taking out of this game. But it's going to be a good game. Hopefully, I just want it to be a good game. You got two big egos. You got Damian Lillard. You got Stephen Curry. They're going to be trying to do each other, and then there you have it. So it's pretty much over with for me in this podcast. I will go through this game. I'm gonna go through these 6 games and point out a few players that I like. I want to start off with the Houston game. I don't mind Harden. I won't even get into Harden. It is what it is. I like the price tag on. I'm telling you specifics. I like the price tag on Teague. I like Miles Turner. He can be a good option. Don't sleep on Thaddeus, and keep an eye out on C.J. Miles, and keep an eye out on the health of Nene Hilario. Keys to the game. Another keys, some more keys to this game right here is what game is this? Orlando or Toronto? We know Valanciunas can be a double machine if he scored like 3 more points a game, but the rebounds are there. Vucevic, it's hard to trust the coach with his minutes. Elfrid Payton, GPP. I mean, he's just wishy-washy. DeMar DeRozan, if he plays, great price. Lowry, in play. Moving over to Washington and New Orleans. Anthony Davis, I mean, he's Anthony Davis. I don't know what to say, man. Like I said, one thing I will point out is, like I said, touches and shot attempts are going down. Team is getting healthy. John Wall almost triple-double. He played him once a year. The last 2 years, he almost triple-double on these guys, both games. Drew Holiday, he can put up fantasy points with the best of them. Bradley Beal, I like his spot. Marquise Morris and Porter, some guys who I'm probably not on. Gortat, iffy. And there you have it. Dallas and San Antonio, I probably won't even go near this game. But Aldridge, I like his price. Moving on to Chicago, Philly. Can Chicago get their frustrations out on Philly? Hope so. Jimmy Butler in play. Wade, I guess they're in play, man. Nerlens Noel, I like the price on Fanduel. Robert Covington gets minutes. Ersan Ilyasova, I don't mind the play. Taj Gibson, do some dirty work. T.J. McConnell, very consistent, cheap price. In the Golden State game, pick your poison, man. And with that being said, Damian Lillard, I like to play. Draymond Green, I like to play. Up-pace game. They're not very good against power forwards. He does a little bit of everything. CJ McCollum, all these guys are in play, man. It is what it is. Good luck today, guys. Like I said, you can check me out on Twitter. My Twitter is in the link below at Denzel1. Like my page, Firstdown, my Facebook page, Firstdown Podcast. That's some place where I distribute my lineups when I'm able to get them out. Keep in mind, due to so much news coming out between the last hour before the lock, it's hard for me to finalize my lineup. But if I can get my lineup finalized at least 5 minutes before lock, I will push it out there and then distribute it on my Facebook page as well. FanDuel group, it's in the link is in the description. Don't get it twisted. We do more than FanDuel. We do Yahoo, Hot Roster, DraftKings. We talk sports bets, whatever you can come up with. And with that being said, guys, thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and I'm out of here.